Hey, what's up, guys? Little Man with Big Opinion here. So, I just saw a news article. I'm going to just get down to the nitty-gritty. Like the video if you enjoy the content, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this kind of stuff. Apparently, the U.S. and Ukraine have agreed to a rare earths mineral deal. Zelensky's supposed to come talk to Trump within the week. What I read from the article is the U.S. is talking about getting 50% of, the profits from these rare earth minerals. There's still other things that need to get hashed out, like how much is the U.S. going to invest in, this project. I'm assuming a fairly decent amount because there are some things that Ukraine has that, they're in the top 10, owners of that rare earth mineral. And to break it down Barney style, they have a lot of, let's say, mineral A. But what they don't have a lot of is equipment to mine mineral A, or something that can process mineral A into something that we can use. It's kind of like, a simple equation for us. I live in East Texas and we have pine trees. We have thousands of pine trees out at our farm. The pine tree by itself has a value. At the very least, I'm going to need an axe or a chainsaw to cut it down so that now its value will go up because it can be shipped somewhere else that's owning a piece of equipment. The next piece of equipment, which is where it gets expensive, is having a sawmill that can turn it into 2x4s and plywood and things like that. So the deal that my family has is a company comes out, cuts the trees down, takes it to a sawmill where they can turn it into a finished product. And we're not going to get 100% of that money because we haven't invested in that equipment. We have the resource. We're getting, I don't know what our percentage is because I personally haven't had to do anything with it. But that's the same situation that Ukraine's in. So they need to hash out what the U.S. is going to put into it. But we know we'll get something out of it. The long-term effects of this is the U.S. isn't going to spend money training people, sending equipment, building something that they can build equipment over there if they feel like they're going to lose money. So in some ways, I can kind of see this as maybe putting the horse before the cart, or the cart before the horse, getting them mixed up. Because this could prolong the stuff going on in Ukraine. It could push the U.S. to having a more active involvement because now we have, more money tied into it. And this isn't just, hey, we sent over a bunch of munitions a couple of years ago and you've used those to defend yourself. And now if we keep giving you money, the stuff's going to get used and there's no sort of return. In this situation, it's, I'm going to spend $10 billion and I want that $10 billion to make me, let's say the number's $30 billion because the U.S. is getting half of the profits from this. Ukraine's getting $15 billion from stuff that they couldn't otherwise access without our help. And we've got our investment back plus some extra money on top. I see this as a long-term, benefit for both the countries. Like not quite a contract, more like building a relationship. Something that is going to ebb and flow as new administrations come in, as things change. There's been talks of Russia doing mineral deals with the U.S. And part of the reason people are upset with that is they've talked about selling the U.S. mineral deals from land that they've conquered from Ukraine. So, nothing new out of that. But this also comes with a stronger push from other European countries to increase their military budgets. I've got another news story from the UK that after this video, I'll get that one made up, and that one will come out at its regular scheduled, 10 a.m. time. But I can see this going one of two ways. Either this is going to be a much harder push to get some sort of deal reached to, end this conflict, which regardless of how that goes, if people quit fighting, we can move on and, focus on other issues. Or I can kind of see this, increasing the problem. Because if the U.S. builds that stronger relationship with Ukraine, it's a bordering country with Russia that we haven't agreed with in a lot of ways, and there's still plenty of tension that goes on there that can definitely lead to, increased conflict, maybe even hot fighting between the U.S. and Russia. And I say hot fighting, I mentioned this so much that I don't think it's going to be, military troops, engaging conventional warfare. For most of us average everyday people, it's going to be a lot of, high tech, shutting off water, disrupting food supplies, things that make the civilian life crappy so that, maybe they can influence, how long the conflict goes on. But that's the news story. It came out a couple of hours ago. I was in the middle of work and couldn't talk about it. But share it with your friends and family. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all in the next one.